one's mine?
Huh?
Which one's
This
mine?
one's mine. Hang on. That Mustang was flying up through there.
That Mustang was flying. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, we're starting out on an adventure today.
Oh, wow.
And we're going to take y'all with us.
We have had a detour already, huh?
We have had a detour already. Well, we had hurricane strength winds last night, but we, praise God, managed to, we really bypassed it. I mean, it got rough a couple times.
We didn't bypass it. It bypassed us.
Well, it bypassed us. That's true. We didn't go anywhere, did we?
No.
That's true. And I was in there praying, and I know all my girls on my group was praying too. Janice panics about the trees around her house because she's had one to fall. Amanda had her mother-in-law and father-in-law up there. And Autumn, I don't know if Autumn went anywhere or not, if she stayed home.
She said she was going to go to the
college?
To the college if it got
She could, oh yeah, so. Drinking our Propel water this morning. I love that stuff. So we had two places that we were taking off to go to this morning. One of two places. We've been planning it because the kids are still at the beach. They got woke up, I guess, by sirens or either their phones. I don't know. But anyway, they had a tornado warning for Panama City at 5 o'clock this morning. So Ashley said they got up and went on the balcony, and she said, Mother, she said the weather felt so weird. And she said it was almost like it was just kind of suffocating type. I said, yeah, it was sucking the air from y'all. That's what it was doing. So, but I haven't heard. But there's been damage in different places around us. I mean, you know, a good distance from us. And praise God, we got through it. And then I've heard them say that maybe more bad weather next Tuesday. Have you heard that? Bible study night.
Yep.
It never fails. We canceled Tuesday night before last because severe weather, and we bypassed the bad weather bypassed us. But I have never seen so much rain fall, and I would not have wanted those girls out on the road in that kind of rain, and a lot of them want to come anyway. So we've been planning. That hole there, wasn't there? That guy wasn't getting over, was he?
No.
We've been planning.
Big old Dodge, and he wasn't budging.
We've been planning since the kids were going to be gone all week, and I didn't have to babysit, to go off maybe Thursday, Friday, Saturday, possibly Sunday. But you know, with our new pastor there, you hate to miss a Sunday when he first comes. So we were probably coming back. So we were going to either go to Natchez, Mississippi, and see a couple of the historical homes. They're open March the 11th through April the 11th. And just go down there, which requires a good bit of walking everywhere you go. Then, I think I have promoted her channel before, but if not, let me promote it again. Susan's Cozy Condo. I think that Susan and I could be sisters from another mother in decorating. If y'all don't watch her channel, she's just a very laid-back, sweet-spirited person. But she has an exquisite taste in decorating. Everything she buys, I love. And she lives in a condo, and it's not, it's not huge, but just the way she puts everything together is just so tasteful. She's just really good. She's had hip replacements.
See how she said her and this person are a lot alike?
In what we like.
She's trying to put herself up there with, what's her name?
Susan.
I thought you said Susan. Susan and Suzanne. I guess that does kind of
put us in the same category.
It does.
So, if you do not, I'll put it down here below. Susan's Cozy Condo. Tell her Suzanne sent you. And like I said, she's very laid back. No fluff, no pretend, no hype. Just a real person. And I've already told y'all that's who I like, is real people on YouTube. I am way past the age of fluff. You hear me? Except on my body. Got plenty of fluff on my body. We won't discuss that today. So, but anyway, she and a girlfriend went to Concord, North Carolina. It's called the Depot Mills. I believe I'm saying that right, which has around 600 or 700 antique dealers. If I'm not mistaken, I looked it up, and I think it's where Cannon towels were produced. It's a mill. That's the reason it's so big. And I think that's where Cannon towels were produced at one time. You remember Cannon towels? Remember, Cannon was a good name brand. I don't know if they still make them. But anyway, so I was like, oh, John, it's a 7-hour trip. And he said, hey, that's fine with me. And so I wrote Susan and I said, is it worth the 7-hour trip up there? And she said, yes. So, a lot of walking. So, let's just rule out those two now because of a lot of walking and share with you that I went to the doctor. Monday was a week ago because I've been limping so bad. My left heel has been hurting so bad. It's hurt before, and he put a cortisone shot in it, and then just all of a sudden it starts hurting, and I mean, I am limping. I'm limping so bad from the pain that it's causing my right sciatic nerve to flare up because my body being out of balance, and I'm hurting real bad up between my shoulder blades, which is just my whole body's out of whack. So we went, Monday was a week ago, and he gave me, I always say this wrong, let me think about it, a Medrol dose pack, a steroid pack. And you take 6 the first day, then 5, and he said, let's do this and cut down the inflammation. So I did that, and it's absolutely no better. Now, the steroids jacks your sugar up. It was a day or so later, I told John, I said, I feel so weird. And he said, what's wrong? And I said, I don't know. And I went in there and checked my sugar, and it was 247. It's never been like that, but that's from the steroid. And I just poured on the water, and that helps it a lot. So, we're not going to Natchez. We're not going to Concord, North Carolina today. Where are we going? They have worked me in back at the foot doctor to go get a cortisone shot. And then we're going to Manville, Alabama. There is a restaurant down there, a steakhouse, that is just out of this world. They've had one in Gulf Shores for a while. John's sister has eaten down there several times. But there are historic homes down there. She says it's beautiful, right? And Manville, Manville itself is a very historic place. It is an Indian mound. It is where I guess there's a museum there too. Seems like we went to Manville when we were in school. I've never been,
but a lot of schools do field trips there.
Yeah. So it's down toward Tuscaloosa. It's on down toward Mississippi, isn't it? You're getting close to Mississippi.
Well, I really don't know. It's close to Tuscaloosa, but Tuscaloosa is
not that far.
Not that far from Mississippi, so
we're going to be close to Mississippi. Maybe.
Be close to MISSI, or you might
Humpback eye. That's the way we learned how to spell it, wasn't it? So we're going. So I called. I just kept telling him yesterday, baby, I just don't know. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. I mean, I told him the only thing being worse than hurting is to be away from home hurting. And I know. I'm just a train wreck lately, physically. Told y'all that. I know that. I've just gone from one thing to another, and but it's all good. I've been getting teaching lessons up. Hey. Had some great response from them, and I've already got another one recorded. So, if this is my season in life that I'm having to fight all this, so be it. So we're on our way to. Okay, so I called this morning, and I told him, that I was over there 2 weeks ago, and I said, is there any way you can work me in today to get a cortisone shot? And she said, no, we are completely full.
Well, she had at 8:45, they told you they had a 9:15.
Yeah, at 8:45 they had a 9:15, and it's in Birmingham, and of course couldn't make that. And so I called back a while ago to see if they'd had any cancellations after lunch. And she said, no, ma'am, we haven't. I said, okay. said, well, just keep me in mind. I said, I'm about 45 minutes away. If somebody, cancels, just let me know today or tomorrow. Because when I said, well, can you go ahead and schedule me for Monday? And she said, no, ma'am, he's going to be out next week. I said, oh, gosh. Because it's just like I've walked on it so long, I can't hardly stand it anymore. And so I said, well, just keep me in mind if you don't care if there's cancer. Yes, ma'am, I will. And I said, thank you so much. So I hung up. It wasn't 5 minutes. I looked down and it said foot care. And I answered, and she said, ma'am, if you can be here at 12 o'clock, we will work you in. I said, I am there. I ran and got in the shower.
We ain't there yet, but we ain't far away.
Well,
we're halfway there.
We're halfway there. So I said, I will be there. So I'm going to get a cortisone shot in my heel. That sounds disgusting too, doesn't it? It hurts. So my little buddy Amber, so she is now a surgical tech for ortho. She's in on all the ortho surgeries. And she told me the other night, she said, Suzanne, when you get a cortisone shot, that is just masking the injury. And you're still walking on the injury. But guys, what we're talking about here is Achilles tendon being cut to take the bone spur off. And I don't know if you know anything about it, and y'all probably can tell me horror stories. But you don't have to tell me a horror story because John's sister had a horror story with it. But you can't walk around in pain the rest of your life. I'm wanting to start walking, and I'd love to walk with John eventually. He and Autumn walk so fast. How many years y'all been walking?
I'm thinking it's going on 3. I know it's been at least 2. It's
so Autumn was his secretary, but she's one of our babies. I've known her since the day she was born. She and Ashley grew up together, and she and Ashley and Michael and them are still good friends, but she's good friends with us. Also, she loves Suzanne Light. She worked for me in student services, and then when I left student services, going to another area, she transferred into John. She got the job in John's office, so she was his secretary when she retired. So she's Ashley's age. She's a precious, and her daughter is actually in my small group, my young women. So let me say that you ladies are loving the bait of Satan, the book, the teaching. And some of you have already told me you're going to buy it. And I highly recommend to you, you may not do this to books, but I'm the kind of person, especially since I've been older, that I have to read slowly. But I have to really work on focusing. But when I read something that just jumps out at me, buddy, I highlight it. I underline it. I circle words. And that book has been speaking to me. It has really shown me a lot. You are never too old to learn. You've never been a Christian long enough that you can't learn. And I feel like if something ministers to me, I know it's going to minister to some of y'all. May not to all of you. And so the second lesson's up, and I've got a third lesson on it. Now, I won't do the whole book, but I would recommend, if it has ministered to you, to get the book and to read it, because it has ministered to me. Thank y'all for your watching. Thank you for the positive comments. It means a lot. It means a lot. I love teaching the Word of God, and I know that Satan tries to put everything against me he can to stop me. He stopped my daddy. And I told y'all in the Get to Know My Family video, I believe it was, that I felt like I had picked up my daddy's mantle. And John, I said this, it just came to me, that my daddy had laid down his mantle prematurely. And he did. And I'm just doing a voiceover on that, and I say it, and I don't even realize what I'm saying, but it hit me like a ton of bricks later, that I'm picking up my daddy's mantle to complete the mission. And I believe that. God just put that in my spirit right there. And so the world will do everything it can to discourage the enemy from teaching or being a light. expressing love, and that's what, we talk about that in the Bait of Satan, how that once you get wounded, you want to close off. You just want people to leave you alone, and that's not what God intended. And so I'm trying. I'm excited about some new material that I've bought, and I'm excited about new lessons. I have this precious Church of God, precious woman named Maxine that lives in Oklahoma. She's the sweetest thing. She does things for me and Mama that she doesn't have to. But for Mother's birthday, she sent her a Cracker Barrel card. I'm going to insert Mama's picture right here with it. And then she sent me a birthday card with a TJ Maxx Home Goods card in it. Maxine Stone, you are precious. And I know you don't do it to get any praise, but you don't have to do that. But what love and admiration, and I took Mother's card over there and let her open it, and I didn't know there was anything in it. And she was like, oh, the card's so pretty. Now, who is this? And I was telling her, and I said, oh, Mama, she sent you another Cracker Barrel card. And she's like, oh, I can go get me some dumplings. So probably this week we'll be going to get dumplings, fried apple, and slaw with Mama Love. Because that's her favorite. She orders the same thing every time. So thank you, Maxine. Isn't that precious?
That is.
She's a good old Church of God woman like me. Loves the Lord. And just that love. But Maxine, you don't have to do that. But that's precious. And I thank you for doing it so much. So what's going on with you? Tell them where.
I'm just driving Miss Daisy.
Tell them what you've been consumed with the last few weeks. I haven't hardly seen him.
1970 K5 Blazer, LS conversion.
I need to get a picture put in here of what that is.
It is a headache to do a conversion when you've never done one, and it is not for the weak.
And it is
Expensive.
He looked at me the other day and he said, I've run out of money. And I said, too bad. Too bad. You better start selling stuff.
I warned her.
You ain't warning me. You're not getting in my money.
I draw a check every month, too.
I know, but I was talking about my money. We don't have my money. Well, yeah, he does.
You heard it.
He does.
You heard it right there.
He does.
That was whatever.
I do have
right out with it.
I do have some money. I do have some money, but you've used all yours. He fusses about my...
We use mine. She saves hers.
How much of that money have I used?
Well, my first 100,000 used all of it.
He did have 100,000 saved when we got married.
It gone. I ain't seen
Well, we
that
built a
no more.
house. Ding-a-ling. He did. The man saved money. He had 100,000. I never known anybody that saved $100,000 before.
Took me about 10 years to save that.
He did.
Did you see the low fuel line?
Why don't you stop right here and get a little bit of fuel?
We're good.
We're good?
We'll make it down there.
Okay.
They got a service station down there on FedEx.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, he and Mickey were restoring this. Mickey had all the facilities, the lifts and all this. Of course, Mickey passed away. And so he's had to really, he's not only missing his fantastic friend that was helping them in this, he's had to move it to different places and do all this. But I'll try to remember to put a picture in here what a K5 Chevy is. And tell them how many you have bought. Only four.
I bought one about 15 years ago, and it didn't have all the parts. So then I bought a donor truck. We're talking just like maybe $1,500. And so I bought a donor truck to get the running gear out of it. And then lo and behold, I didn't have a top for it. I found a third one for the top. So, I mean, I I didn't have quite $5,000 in all three of them, so I got this before they become popular.
Yeah, they are so popular now.
It's called Vision.
Hey, what did that one sell for? What's that show you watch?
Oh, Mika Auctions.
What?
They had one.
Mika Auctions?
Yeah. Well, you got Mika and you got Barrett Jackson. It was one of the big auctions, and one sold. Of course, now mine's not like this, but one sold for $400,000.
$400,000. They are huge right now, the restored ones.
They're very, very popular.
But when we get this one restored, we're keeping it. Unless you can get $400,000
Now,
for
I
it.
would sell it for a fourth of that.
Would you really?
Yeah, I'd sell it for 100.
Well, I'd say at least 200. Then we could go to some secluded island and stay for about a month. Wouldn't that be awesome? No, not a secluded. I mean, just like,
Who's gonna cook for me? Dang.
no Jack's, no Subway.
Hunt, fish, cook. Dang. Don't sound like no vacation to me.
Not secluded. A nice island with foot restaurants.
How about an all-inclusive?
All-inclusive. There you go. You got a Subway on there?
Have mercy, you trying to kill me?
Oh, I could go stay a month on an all-inclusive island.
Not a secluded, but an all-inclusive. Yeah, you gotta get that right now. Here to tell you, there's a big difference.
Yeah, we'd only like secluded
You don't
about...
believe me? You just ask Gilligan and the skipper.
Gilligan.
Yeah, Gilligan and the skipper.
Oh, but they had Mary, what was her name?
Well, Marianne and Ginger.
Mary and Ginger.
Well, and Professor and the
Professor.
house.
That was such a stupid show, but it was always so much fun.
It's funny at the time.
It was funny at the time. Now, I'm going to age myself here, but I can tell you the most response that I have ever felt like as a family that we gave a TV show was when Hee Haw first came on. There had never been anything like a comedy show live like that, or recorded and all that. We would sit and laugh. That was pure times. Now people think they've got to put the F word in something for it to be funny, and
their F word was feeding the cows.
it was. That was the fun. What year did Hee Haw come on? Early 70s?
Yeah, I would say probably.
Probably early 70s?
Yeah.
That was the funniest redneck hillbilly show. We would sit and absolutely laugh out loud. It was so good. Did y'all watch it?
Oh, we never missed a show?
We never missed it either. But now, I can remember, I'm older than you, I can remember as a child the Jimmy Dean show.
I remember Jimmy Dean.
Yeah, I think he came on at 9, and I think that's the one night that I got to stay up later, was to watch the Jimmy Dean show because I loved his music. And what about the Andy Williams show? Do you ever remember watching that?
I remember that.
What about the Perry Como?
I know all the people, but now I didn't watch Perry Como.
Well, Perry Como had a lot of Christmas specials and stuff.
Mm.
And then what about...
I thought you were talking about a weekly series.
No. Well, now, Andy Williams did, but I don't know if Perry Como did or not. But I'll tell you, slow down, there's a policeman flashing. Roper, slow down. Don't get a ticket. He said, I'm sitting here so you will slow down. My memories of getting ready for Easter the next day is dyeing eggs with my mother, and you had all that little silk grass that you put in that little grassy grass, but would be the Lawrence Welk show on while we were doing it. We watched Lawrence
In the
Welk.
one, in the two.
And the three. We watched the Lawrence Welk show.
Well, we're rambling here.
I'm telling you, we're covering it all today. I'll have to take some of
You
that.
don't have to cut
Oh, no, they like long videos. And they got to see the historical houses. So if this is too long, we'll just start another video when we go down there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how you get over a bone spur that's poking it into your Achilles tendon unless you have surgery. Do you?
Or step in a hole and break it off.
Or step in a hole and break it off like I did the last one. Y'all remember that story? Stepped in it 3 Christmases ago. Took the boys, me and John took the boys outside. Pine straw everywhere. There was a hole. My heel went in first. My foot just went down in that hole, and I knew it was bad. And I could not scream like I wanted to scream because I didn't want to go down in the woods. The boys wanted me to go with them. And I knew that if I started screaming from falling, it would scare them to death. And I walked around on that thing for a couple of days till I finally went to Dr. Calcaterra, where I'm going today. And he said, Miss Light, are you aware that your heel is broken? I was like, no, sir, but I sure do know that it hurts. So I was in that leg brace for 8 weeks.
It's a minute, yep.
8 weeks. It was supposed to be 6, and it ended up being 8.
Yep.
But I had a bone spur on the back of my right heel. So isn't that a pretty house?
Mm-hmm.
So when I stepped in that hole, it absolutely broke it off. We don't know where it went.
It was absorbed by the body.
But it crushed my heel underneath there. But I've had no pain on my right, but now I've got one on my left. So this is Mother. Mother has done this for years. She used to do this to Sissy, but she really does it now. I just don't understand why you're always sick. What's wrong with you? This is what she told me last night. Well, why do you get those? I don't know anybody else that gets them. I said, Mother, how many people do you currently know right now? You know me and Jessica.
Well, I mean, that's why there's so many foot doctors, right?
I said, Mother, bone spurs are kind of common, especially with old people, and I'm just getting old. And bless her heart, the afternoons are not good when you have some dementia, and she was riled up yesterday. She was fussing about everything. So
We call that rare form.
Huh?
Rare form.
So she was just like, I just don't understand. She used to do Sissy that way. Why is there something always wrong with you? I've never had it. Sissy would call me just squalling. Mother hurts my feelings. And that's when Mother didn't have dementia. Sissy better be glad she's not here now complaining. And so I try not to tell her anything because I don't want her to worry. But when I'm limping, she's like, what's wrong with your foot?
She ain't dumb by no means.
She's not dumb.
Sharp.
Well, we're almost to the doctor. This will just have to
go
be.
ahead? Let's see, we're at 31 and a half minutes.
Yeah. They like long videos. They like
I
us.
think like I've heard that before.
Yeah, they do. They do. They're going to watch them.
I can't imagine.
The era of the 15-minute YouTube video is kind of over. But anyway, let's go get our cortisone shot. Woo woo! We're not going to Natchez. We're not going to North Carolina. We're going to get a shot.
Stay right down here.
And then we're going to Moundville.
Alabama.
We're going to Moundville, Alabama. So we are going down there. Restaurant opens at 4, and we're going to leave here and just go down there and do some sightseeing. Yeah, we're going to be there at 4 when they open.
Table number 1.
Anyway, I'll take y'all along. It'll probably be in another video, so I'll take y'all along with me. Love you guys. It's so good to talk to you.
Nice little table in the corner. In a little warm spot.
But not on a secluded island, right?
Not on a secluded island. Yeah, right.
Love you guys. Bye.